Well, on this Easter morning, people of Christian faith, from the Pope in Rome to all of us here gathered in prayer, we know and we believe that Jesus has died. We know this, but the Son of God, who so humbled himself to come among us, to take on our human flesh, who has been willing to love us even to death on a cross, is now alive. And that, to me, friends, is friendship par excellence. In this moment of prayer that we share together this Easter morning, we, in a sense, we walk with Mary of Magdala and with Simon Peter and the other disciple. We go with them to the tomb. They went to that place, as you can imagine, in shock. It was before the dawning of the first day of the week, and they must have been just so numb because they probably had, cried their eyes out all night, precisely because the one who had reached out to them with compassion, the friend who had given them hope, was now dead. And they, along with many others, I'm sure, they would have followed Jesus to the end of the world, but now their life had become pretty much pointless. This morning, the disciples found an empty tomb. They saw the wrappings which had been used to bury Jesus lying there on the ground. And this morning in Jerusalem, thousands come to that very same empty tomb. And so do we. And with no more proof than that, the Gospels tell us they saw and believed. As we celebrate Easter, friends, remember that like those disciples in the Gospel, that we are moving toward the grave, our own. From the moment that we were conceived in the darkness of our mother's womb, we have been on the way to the darkness of the tomb. That's just a fact of our human existence. You and I know that death is inevitable. Face it we must, but thanks be to God we face it in the light of this Paschal, this Easter candle, our Passover candle. What happened that first Easter morning has great and eternal implications for us, because by dying, Jesus Christ has destroyed the eternal character of death. And by rising, he has restored our life. To be frail, to be sinners, to undergo the corruption of death is just part of our human package. But thanks be to God that we hope one day in that same glory that Jesus shares, that we celebrate on this Easter day. And so, as we prepare to go to the altar, let's recommit ourselves to those promises that were made for us at the moment of our baptism.